welcome back to turn 22 of the Death Ride to Schweben. So, we've had a pretty action-packed first third of the game. And the middle third has been kind of a little bit of jostling for position, trying to pick off one or two units at a time. And of course, Schweben has just been getting rinsed by artillery. And is going to continue to be rinsed by artillery. So yeah, we're kind of getting towards the end game. It's kind of incumbent, I think, right now, on Rice to make a judgment about how much he values his M60s. I think he's only got about 10 left. So I think he had 15 and now he's got 10. So that's 2 platoons and then the battalion and company HQ elements. I know there's 5 here, and there might be 3 here, and I don't know where the other ones are. And the question for Rice is going to be, can he afford to try and get one into Schweben, at least one into Schweben, to contest the objective? And because at the moment, I suspect, after GDI Rifleman Connors, his squad, who have managed to pin themselves and go into a panic because they fired an RPG from inside the building, which is never a good move, took out what I think is his remaining squad, unless there might be some in the platoon HQ element might be in one of these buildings somewhere, but I don't know. So I think the pressure's on Rice to come into Schweben and grab a bit of ground. So we'll see how that goes. First company reversed off in the last turn, didn't it? This is the morning after the last turn. I can barely remember what I did. So they're out of the danger zone from the DPICM, the cluster that Rice has adjusted over here. And there were no swatting rounds or anything, obviously, so he must have adjusted it via TRP. So he must have a TRP there. They're going to swing round this way. I suspect I may be able to sneak them up to support Schweben, because they weren't really doing anything where they are. This is kind of the problem I've got with First Company. They're at the back here, and I don't know what to do with them. The other 2 things we're looking for are, we're going to see if Tubius Maximus, whose entire fire team here is hiding behind one tree, very ineffectively, spots, there's an M113 up here. See if he spots that, and we'll see if Catacomb gets up here and spots any of these M60s in there, because I feel like it would be a nice little surprise for Rice to get RPG'd in the side there. So let's get the wide angle cam back up. That should about show us everything, I think, that angle, and let's press go, see what we get. I'm expecting yeah, there we go, GDI getting the snot shot out of him by those M60s. So Rice knows that there's someone in that building, so he's just going to hammer it. Fingers crossed they might see something in the meantime, or DPICM or RT, and it looks like we machine gunned the gunner off that. It's, oh, someone just got pasted, didn't they? Machine gun the gunner off that M113. Yeah, that RT is doing some terrible things to Schweben. Oh, hello. I just heard a Burt in the background. I don't know if the volume's going to be loud enough for you guys to hear that, but yeah, I just heard something, one of the Vulcans shooting at something. So yeah, a bit of an arty duel, really. Let's see who spots... Oh yeah, look, they're fast at least, look from that. That's Tubius Maximus and his crew there. Oh yeah, he's dead. That M113 doing one, getting out of there. That's about all that happened over there. And here... Okay, so this building goes down. There's Kratka, the platoon leader there, legging it out of the... what's left of the church. You can see this one's missing its roof, this building, so that one goes down at some point. Yep. So once again, we can kind of see how, you know, putting the putting all the infantry into Schweben, not the best idea there. Oh, who just copped it there? That's RAFJ 002. Just eating a bit of shrapnel there. There goes the company commander, and the AI guy, James Ford, is still doing okay. Where's that shot from? Is that someone shooting at the building? Or a shell? I think that's a actual shell from a tank, by the looks of that. So yeah, like it's kind of been saying, can't really do much about this RT, really. I'm kind of suffering an earlier positional miscalculation. Let's call it a miscalculation. It shouldn't really have had the infantry in there, like I say, because they're just pinned in place and they can be RT'd to hell. And then we had more DPICM landing on 1st Company's former position. But they're kind of out the way there. That's good. Yeah, Catacomb is doing a pretty good job of sneaking up there. I suspect the main problem is that they're going to get like one shot off and then they're going to get destroyed. So yeah, what was this doing? So this, we lost a spot on this. Did it move? Yes, it did move. Where's it going? So I'm wondering if Rice is going to move him into like a direct fire position, like from here, because he can just can't start trying to just shoot up the buildings. Because I know I heard something. There's another contact which is either moving away or they're refining it. Like another... You know, that could be another M163, because I've kind of templated Rice to have the whole complement of 4 of them. It should have at least 2. It's definitely hammering GDI's building. I can't remember when the... Oh, yes, there we go. That looked like... Yeah, that's a... It's got to be here. So this has got to be an AA vehicle. Rice is just shooting the snot out of that building with it. Yeah, look at that. Good job we're not in there. This is incidentally why you always, if you're defending a village or like an urban area, you do not want to be in the first row of houses out front. That's a really bad move. So yeah, we're kind of looking at Rice is going to start knocking the buildings down there. Going to get messy. So yeah, not much else to report there, I think. We're kind of on track. Do a little rest for 20 seconds and then start hunting forward. Number 2 section up, second fire team, B team up, just in case Rice makes a move for it. Double click. So can't really get a good angle on there. We're losing control of the force in the town. They're probably not too bad, they're kind of okay. The problem is that they're out of control because, well, they're getting artied, and getting artied sucks. I kind of want to get Vincent Curry's team out here into Mosh, and then they might be able to make a break for it before they get hammered too much by the arty. The kind of problem is they're pinned right now, and I don't really want them going outside the building. Where they might get knackered, but we'll give it a go. That's going to end in tears probably, but like I said, we're going to give it a go. What's the worst that could happen? We're just kind of trying to keep the casualties down, so we're just going to run James Ford out over that way. Guys, let's move you guys back off this way a little bit. Not worried about that. Not worried too much about the M113 there anymore. Yeah, like I said, I don't really have a lot of options. Part of me really wants to do something about this M163 over here, because it's just going to tear all the buildings down. But I can't do much about that. The infantry's all kind of pinned in place. It's fixed by the artillery and it's getting chewed up. The don't really have any tank strength that's in position to do anything about it. The BMPs, yeah, sure, they can deal with an M163 as long as it doesn't shoot them first. But they'd have to get an angle on it, which means either coming out. Well, either way, it means going across some, at least a little bit of open ground, which is dominated by the M60s up here. So yeah, not great. So yep, last salvo, or a couple of salvos from the 122s, and then I'm out of arty. And yeah, kind of getting to the crunch moment, I think. Said I'm a bit concerned about like Fishbowl and the SID 42 because they're not really in a good position to contribute from where they are. But the problem is, I don't rate their survival if they move that much. Because if they get like further forward in the woods here, I feel like they're quite exposed. Oh no, well, I guess we'll take that. That should be relatively safe. Narrow keyhole to go at, but we'll see what Fishbowl can see from there. Might even spot that M163 if we're lucky. Can the SID 42 see anything from there? Yes, but he's also kind of... we can somehow... it's a bit vulnerable to being spotted from there, so... can he see anything from there? Like a tiny little slither of hull down through the trees. So yeah, that's also not good enough. If we stick in between these two trees here... again, can't really see anything. Covered off though, that's... these are all guesstimates anyway, because of the way the target command works. It doesn't plot it as it would see it. It's kind of got a list of relative heights, a list of heights for the different vehicles, and it kind of pins it from there. So it might be able to see over there, but also it might not. If we come this way a little bit, just trying to find a position where it can actually contribute. I don't want too narrow a line of sight, because if I have too narrow a line of sight, the problem I've got is that if Rice moves his tanks across the ground there ahead, what I'm worried is that they're going to get through too fast, and I'm not going to be able to spot them. Oh, that'll do. That's passable. Doesn't seem excessively risky. Okay, so yeah, you're going over there. Go just ahead. McDaff is survived running across the field there. Get him up there. Yeah, like I say, not much else to do. First company is still kind of coming into position here, and I need to decide whether to commit them or hold them back. So on the one side, committing them means that they get to contribute, but I risk losing them, which is a risk, and may tip the points in Rice's favour if he equalises the objectives. If he gets somebody in there, cancels it out. Alternatively, they're just kind of sitting there doing nothing. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Dom was in there too. So 6 tanks not really doing very much, which, you know. Again, I really want to have, if I had some ATGMs that I could have infiltrated forward into these buildings here to disrupt the M60s, I feel like this would have been going a lot better, but they don't. This unit doesn't come with them. It came with the MG platoon instead, which did stuff at the beginning, but I feel like I could have done that with some ATGM teams. But yep, that's just the byproduct of the rules that we put in for this, so let's get it back.